Sam Hackenbracht and Meggie Oddie. JC
is at second, and the first baseman, another senior, Maya Felder, doing the catching. The case that she should probably be in the running for Big Ten Freshman of the Year.
Bobby in Louisiana, the Atchafalaya Basin, and it's I tell you, spending 5 days there, the Skeeters and all that. I'm getting flashback. Ball game.
The 3-2 home to Rodriguez. Swing and a miss, strike three. Harness sits down this year. First team all was
tied for 4th in home runs and 6th in RBIs, and Bobby's in on at the plate.
1-1 to Wilkinson. Chopper over to third. And that is out number 2.
Yeah, Wilkinson right after Wilkinson, also a member of the Big Ten. About a .626 batting average at Bishop Hart.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Outside ball 4, and Quartercracks draws a walk. Runner at first, 2 away.
To give that look and that type of a pitch right exactly atop the
pitch on the way. 3-2 to Hackenbracht is hit in the air into center field. Kaneda makes the catch. Top half of the first is over.
Iowa State today is the right-handed pitcher Emily Ruck. ERA in the Big Ten.
3-2 home to Andrews. Upstairs, ball 4 from 0-2 to a leadoff walk.
Now that's a plate appearance, Bobby.
Players from the state of California tries to lay down a bunt. She does throw over to first. Andrews now gets caught in a rundown. Retreats now down 0-2 in the count. The 0-2 to Sydney Gray. Ground ball to second. Farley throw over to first. 2 down.
Hey, you know what, Bobby? It moves the runner.
Ohio State would win the series, but they both win at least one game. Sunday, as it has. That is into left field and down. Felder holds up at second. Brooke Andrews delivers. And back-to-back. It's just what happens when it's humid, I guess. True. 1-1. That is into right center field. Caught on a line. The first inning has come to a close.
And a hit by pitch. So you look at that stat, right, against Northwestern, who's
3-2. Walked her.
And that's her bread and butter right there. In a sport like baseball or softball.
J.C. Rubretti steps into the batter's box. Scooped by Sydney Gray at third. Bobbles it. No throw anywhere. And everyone is safe. I would assume so, yes. I would assume so. Especially Land O'Lakes. Go on. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chased it well and away.
Pitches. But Harness able to work.
For Sarah Harness as Mackenzie bump steps to the plate. Wild pitch at the top of the zone.
Toward the outside edge of the plate, depending on the batter. But
big one was Cammie Quartercracks. The 2-2. That's hit in the air into left center field. Brooke Andrews backing up by the warning track. That's out number 2. However, the runners are going to tag up and a run's going to score.
Fly for bump. Oddie, when she scored, it was an unearned.
3-2 to Farley. Swing and a miss. A massive strikeout for Sarah Harness as we go to the bottom. All due up for Nebraska here on Big Ten. Neal, 331 average.
Neal has to, sacrifice a lot of energy with her swings.
3-2. That's hit in the air into center field. Not deep enough. Back by the warning track, and that is out number 1. 17 driven in was 1 for 3. It's Breadwell into center field. Back by the warning track again, and the catch is made by Otcher. You have a very good read of the zone when you bat.
I have to think about that one.
1-1 grounded over to short, throw over, and the inning is over. Well, you can sit on that thought as we go to the third. It really is. All the stickers. That's more of a.
And that one's chopped over into right field. Playing it is Neal. And the Buckeyes get their first hit of the afternoon.
It is. Well, not late enough. Just really solid communication. Maya Felder lucky there was no collision.
Quartercrack down. Rounding second for the Buckeyes is. Yeah, at this point, Bobby, now what's
Josh? I don't think so.
As that one is sharply hit into left center field. 1 run is in for the Buckeyes.
That could have been turned for 2 in some sort of sense. It's had a very rough Northwestern series.
It's not been 100% today as that one's driven out. On the warning track goes Brooke Andrews and makes the catch. The runner tags up for the Buckeyes. And Quarter Crack scores on solid contact made by. Here's the payoff. That one swung out into center field. Brooke Andrews has been busy, especially for a Saturday.
With no one else in that same realm. Wow. They had the record at 32. They set that.
Back at the wall it goes. That one's out of here. Andrews sends that one off. And the Huskers cut then on the year.
Well, she is now
Santa going 1 mile an hour in a canoe versus 2 miles. Someone being on the line. As that one's driven out shallow right field. And a one-pitch at-bat for Sydney Gray ends.
Go to get to Taylor and Tatum Edwards. They're now. Young Josh would be pretty thrilled.
And that one's driven out in left field, and Maya Felder is 2 for 2 on the day. In the air.
Have you thought any more about my question?
As that one is popped up over to short. Quarter Cracks battling the game appearance. Played in 50 of Ohio State's 53 games last year. Only year. As that one is driven over through the gap. A diving Billy Andrews is not able to keep that one in the infield. Well, the big thing, Bobby, is with Bump and Farley. There's Mackenzie Bump. Bump bunts that one foul. Gray was off to the races, ready to dive for that one. But it drops foul.
Left. We're expecting
Spag. That one's laid down cleanly over to the pitcher. In time, over to first, no. And the Huskers.
It's the problem there. There was a defensive miscommunication.
So the count resetted back to 0. Pops that one up over to Sydney Gray, waving off Billy Andrews. And there's a quick second out for the Huskers.
I would let Harness get out of the inning unless it gets bad, which we may not see happen.
That one's driven out to right center field, and Brooke Andrews working to her left. Trail 3-2. Stay tuned.
The sun has started to peek out. It was cloudy for the first half.
Squire drives that one out to left field. Back at the warning track, it goes, battling the sun. And Ruberty makes a phenomenal catch. Dancing is a time. Pitcher's duel. As that one is sharply lined out to right field, and leaping to make the catch is Wilkeson. Bredwell swings on that one. It's driven into center field, and making a great play on it is Meggiotti, and leads the Big Ten. That one sharply grounded over to Billy Andrews at short, and gloved cleanly by Felder at first, excuse me. She doubled back in the third, walked in the first. Quarter Cracks comes into this match. That ability to find the gaps in the outfield. As that one is sharply grounded over to Sydney Gray, a high bouncer, and an errant throw over to my player. Big hack by Hackenbrack. And that one is hopped into left field. And minus the bunt, the error on the bunt earlier.
About a step to the right of it and in front of it, there was
J.C. Ruberty, the left fielder. Bounces that one over to Billy Andrews, glove cleanly over to Maya Felder in time at first. And the one pitch out for Ohio State.
In every spot there has been, but on top of that, Ohio Ignite that fire.
That one grounded over to third, fielded cleanly by Bump, but not in time to Rodriguez.
Slides over it, there's a throw. But we saw 3 or 4.
Kaneda grounds that one sharply over to second. Farley fields it cleanly, and the double play is on an infield single. The Buckeyes are set here, and you're looking at more of the scenic aspect of Ravel to pull her out, because sometimes
2-1, back to Wallace, flips it over to first, 1 away.
Easy work. At least 750
every year. Ground ball, Sydney Gray scoops it at third. Throw over, Felder with a good pick, 2 down for Ohio State.
Accolade for freshman last year for the Buckeyes.
As a ground ball, Wallace flips it over, but continue before we go to break.
Yeah, she was one of 3 freshmen to start freshman class last year for the Buckeyes.
Well, she ground
scenarios this morning.
We'll run through them again.
Yeah.
Ohio State would finish 4th. That's a ground ball up the middle, a base hit to lead off the bottom of the 6th. And then if they
Bobby, I think what
Felder lays down a bunt. Charge thrown to first, 1 away. Sydney Gray 1 away. Brooke singled in the first inning the year after. The 1-0 Andrews, that's into shallow right. That will get down. Runners will be at the corners. Gray is good. 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 0 strikeouts, 1 base. Abby Squire. Squire flied out in the first.
Nebraska's currently left 3 players on base today.
Little squeeze attempt. Scooped home is going to be safe.
Squire's on fire. Caitlin Neal has some power.
That's why Kennedy went outside.
That's carefully placed. I think Neal was caught on her heel.
The 1-2 to Caitlin Neal. Strike 3 looking.
Kay's letting some meat, but a big moment here.
0-1 to Breadwell. Skies it. Short right field. The catch is going to be dropped. Short right field. Nebraska. Maybe they're making a change.
Bobby, I'm looking at the
play as well. Courtney Walls, ground ball over to third. Throw to first in time, and that's how the 6th inning comes to a close. 10 tournament. Find out.
And honestly, Bobby, trying to hold this game.
First pitch, grounded over to third. Ooh, foul ball was called.
I even jumped there.
And in 21, ground ball. That's over to third. Gray, 1 away.
That one was a little high.
Alan Wilkinson, we let in thinking she was going to be the main focal point. 1-1. That is into left field on the line. Squire jumps and takes it away. 2 down.
Squire. Do not try and swing for the fences.
1-1. Ground ball over the head of Wallace. Kaneda throw over to first. Not in time. And Quartercracks is reached safely.
Different element to her game today.
3-2 home. Ground ball through the legs of Wallace. Hackenbrack is going to beat it out. And now runners are at first and second. They're going to rule that a single, not an error. 1-0. Skies it. Left field. Squire calls everyone off. Makes the catch. Nebraska wins. What a way to go out on senior day.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Ohio State, like we mentioned, they played the short ball game. They were not really